Welcome to the Recording a Tenant Security Deposit Disposition training. When a tenant moves out, you have 30 days to inspect his unit, identify any changes that may have occurred, and charge the tenant accordingly. The SD disposition icon enables you to review the tenant's balances, add additional charges if necessary, and record the portions of the security deposit that should be refunded and/or forfeited. To begin, let's get focused on a previous tenant that we want to do a security deposit disposition on. See the record that is highlighted in blue? That's a vacant unit. I'm going to take my mouse and I'm going to click on that unit to get focus on it. And then to get a list of past tenants, I'm going to right click and go up to the Unit History Past Tenants. I see Mr. Flotsam here. I'm going to click my cursor in his name to get focus. And then I'm going to go over to the Group Sidebar Tenant Actions, click it, and then I'm going to click the SD Disposition icon. Now this form opens up with the unit ID already pre-filled since we had focus on that tenant. To fill the previous tenant's grid below, I'm going to click the Get Tenants button. Now to get focus on this tenant, I click on his name. This is a wizard type form, so I'm going to move to the next screen by clicking the Next button. What we have in this first tab is Worksheet tab. On the left we have a grid that says Tenant Information for Unit 311-B07. You should of course verify that to make sure that is the person. In that grid is some very basic information showing you some information about this tenant. On the right hand side, up at the top, there is the security deposit balance as it exists right now, $130.02. There's the initial SD disposition tenant balance is $127. That means that he owes $127 when we start this. Now, the grid underneath there shows that there are three outstanding charges. Beginning balance of $142, rent charged for, I can't see it, so I'm going to widen that column, for February 2006. And then I have a prorated rent or move out of February 2006. Now, looking down below, there's two bold words, SD disposition and account disposition. Right under SD disposition, the SD forfeiture to site, there is $130.02 in his security deposit. So we're going to record that this forfeited to the site, which leaves a refund to the tenant of $3.02. And there's no site refund to tenant and no balance due from tenant. If I wanted to add some more charges, I could right now by clicking the Open Charges button. I've highlighted it there for you, and that will just make a regular charge, and then when you come back it'll add to this field. This grid. I'm going to hit the Next button. I almost forgot something, and it's something that property managers forget all the time to do, and that is to put in the tenant's forwarding address so he can be mailed a check or a disposition summary of what happened to his money. To do that, you take your mouse and go up to the Tools menu, and the only item in that list is Change Address. And you click on that, and a box pops up, and you enter the new addresses. I sincerely hope that the mistake I just made might trigger your memory when you're about to dispose of a security deposit to remember to change the address so the accounting department knows what to do with the disposition. This is a summary sheet. You can't change anything in here, but it tells you that checks or funds from security deposit account in the amount of $127 is going to be forfeited and $3.02 is going to be refunded to tenant. And down below, there's no money going from the disbursement account to a refund check to the site. I'm going to click the Finish button. Do you want to save the snapshot now? All right, the reason for this is someday you may want to come back and print this as it was at the time that you disposed of the deposit. Somebody may make some changes in the future. You may take some money on the account. Anyway, this will save a snapshot of this, what we're doing right now. I'm going to say yes. Snapshot. Saved successfully. You get a screen that the snapshot saved successfully. Again, down at the bottom there's a print button. If we press that, what would happen is it's going to print out that summary page that we had just the previous screen, and you are going to fax it or send it or mail it or somehow get it to your accounting department in the home office. Usually a regional manager then will look it over, authorize it, and put in a request for payment to your accounting department. And then usually the accounting department will finalize the security deposit disposition by issuing checks to the tenant or to the security deposit account or to the site. Should this security deposit disposition would have worked out to where the tenant was going to get a refund, and the tenant calls you and asks you, when is he going to get my check? You can go into the history of that past tenant, and if the home office has made a payment, it will be recorded there and the check number and the date that they wrote it. So at least you'll have something to tell the tenant. If there is no recording there of a check payment or something, then tell the tenant that you're going to check with the accounting office and get back to him. But that's how you find out if the home office has issued a check. This ends this security deposit disposition training session. I hope you enjoyed it. I would like to personally thank you for taking the time to view this training session. I know it is hard to watch these without getting distracted. When you watch this video again or any others, please take note of the video player control buttons. They are sometimes located at different parts of the screen. This toolbar allows you to fast forward, pause, reverse, or replay parts of the video that you want to review or skip. Thank you again and have a nice day.